What role did Judith Chapman play on The Young and the Restless? Everything you need to know. The Young and the Restless scoop for Tuesday, May 13, reveals Phyllis Summers will pull a fast one on Billy Abbott. Also coming up, Victor Newman will entertain an intriguing invitation from Phyllis. Plus, Damian Kane will take Lily Winter's offer, and Chelsea Lawson will continue to clash with Adam Newman. My and our spoilers tease Chelsea will tell Adam she thinks his father still controls him. He never has, and he never will, he'll reply. Adam will add that in the past he used to go along with his father willingly, but he's different now. Chelsea will say she wants to believe it. Adam will tell her he's going to prove it to her. However, he can't do it if she's not there. Chelsea will say that's why she's staying. But if he starts going low, she's going to walk away. I don't want to watch you do Victor's bidding, Chelsea will add. After their workday is done, the couple will meander over to the GCAC restaurant. Victor will be there and ask to talk to Adam alone. Then he'll tell Adam he disagrees with his position. He wants him to go after Billy using Newman Media to make him look incompetent. But he doesn't want him to run the story until he gives him the go-ahead. Adam will say Chelsea is not going to like it, so Victor will tell him to smooth it over with her. Then he'll say he hopes the plan to sell his apartment to Kyle Abbott has been canceled. Adam will make a face and join Chelsea at their table. As soon as he sits down, she'll ask him if Victor still wants him to go after Billy. Adam will say it's been put on hold. I made you a promise, I will handle this. He'll remind her they're celebrating, but she'll look suspicious. At the jazz club, Damian will tell Lily he met with Holden Novak earlier and told him she offered him a job at Winters. Lily will say if he does join their firm, she wants Aristotle Dumas to think the only reason he's taking the job is to share Winters' business secrets with him. You want me to spy on you? He'll ask her, but Lily will say it'll just look like he's spying on them. If Dumas buys into it, he'll have to tell Damian what information he's looking for on them. I am asking you on behalf of our family for your loyalty and your trust, she'll add. What do you say? Are you in? Damian will say yes. Consider me yours. He'll ask Lily if Nate Hastings knows about her plan, and she'll say he does. What does he think about it? Damian will ask. Lily will say he has concerns, and she'll suggest he talk to his brother about it. Meanwhile, Phyllis will continue listening in on Billy and Sally Spector's conversation. Then she'll interrupt. It is the woman who stole my job, and the man who let her do it, she'll say. They'll attempt to leave, but Phyllis will tell them she has something to say. I'm over it. Water under the bridge, truce, she'll tell them. I found a new teammate. I'm going to be working with my son. Billy will say he's glad everything he said to her has finally sunk in. Phyllis will hit back, saying she didn't need his guidance. She'll continuing lashing out at them, and Sally will suggest to Billy they head over to the bar to grab their dessert. Phyllis will spot Billy's cell phone on the table, and she'll take it and leave. She'll head to the park, and it'll only take her 3 tries to figure out Billy's password, a combination of his late daughter Delia's birthday. Phyllis will look through the phone and find a text from Dumas. Not so hidden right now, are you, Mr. Dumas? She'll say to herself. She'll put the contact info and texts into her own phone and quickly return to society. Phyllis will place Billy's phone on a chair where he'd been sitting. She'll see him come in and hide in the washroom. Billy will find his phone on the chair and leave. Finally, Phyllis will run into Victor in the GCHC lobby and suggest he join her for a drink. Why would I join you for a drink? He'll ask. Because I have a proposition to run by you, Phyllis will reply. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Sharon Newman's long-held dream might be about to materialize. Is her romantic hope on the verge of reality when Nick Newman gives in and decides to reconcile with his first love? As the week of May 12 to 16 comes to a close, Nick will find himself back in familiar territory. Fans of Y and R can expect Nick to reflect on his past, potentially involving his feelings for Sharon. Although Nick has maintained his stance of "we're just friends" for some time, Victoria Newman has been speculating about a possible reunion between her brother and Sharon. In fact, Victoria became so invested in the idea that Nick playfully tricked her into believing he had secretly remarried his ex. He led her to think he eloped with Sharon in London, before revealing he was just teasing his sister. It would have been entirely plausible if Nick and Sharon had actually gotten married. After all, at least in Nick's case, Sharon was his first love. Even though they've been stuck in the friend zone for ages, their intense bond has always been on the verge of evolving into something deeper. Sharon has longed to rekindle her romance with Nick, and while he had previously hesitated to pursue anything romantic, his feelings might be shifting beneath the surface. Their recent family getaway was undeniably special, bringing them even closer together. As this narrative unfolds, Nick might struggle more and more to resist the allure of Sharon. Naturally, Sharon opened up to Nick about Mariah Copeland and the betrayal she experienced during her business trip. Although Mariah hasn't shared specifics, Sharon clearly has her suspicions that Mariah was unfaithful to Tessa Porter. Maria's habit of keeping secrets is already straining her relationship and driving Tessa closer to Daniel Romalotti Jr. An explosive situation seems inevitable, and Nick will be there to support Sharon as she grapples with the pain Mariah is going through. This moment might also pave the way for Sharon and Nick to revisit their own past conversations. Nick caused Sharon significant pain by cheating with Phyllis Summers multiple times, yet there's a chance they might move past it. The ceasefire forged between Sharon and Phyllis after their captivity ordeal can't hurt. In spite of their many ups and downs, Nick has always been near Sharon's side through her struggles and close calls. Regardless, it seems that Nick and Sharon's relationship is set to develop in the near future, so keep an eye out for any bold choices and romantic developments ahead. According to upcoming spoilers for the CBS soap, Sharon remains optimistic that Nick could still be part of her future. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, May 14, reveal that Victor Newman will make a revenge play while Nate Hastings gets troubling news. Phyllis Summers will also contact Aristotle Dumas, so here's what viewers can look forward to. After Phyllis offers Victor a deal for her new intel, he'll have to decide if he's willing to negotiate with her. Whether Victor joins forces with Phyllis or not, it seems he'll learn enough to know Billy Abbott is plotting against him. Billy intends to intensify the rivalry between Dumas and Victor while keeping his own hands clean, but Phyllis will apparently thwart that plan. Once Victor realizes Billy is up to no good, that'll give him an answer regarding his recent ultimatum. Victor will make a revenge play against Billy on Wednesday's I and R episode, so he may give Adam Newman the signal to drag Billy's name through the mud as planned. Of course, that'll put Adam in a tight spot, since he promised Chelsea Lawson that he could stand up to Victor on this. Victor has no intention of backing down, so Adam will find himself in a tricky situation. Speaking of tricky situations, Nate will worry about the one Lily Winters is putting Damian Kane in by asking him to become a double agent. Damian will be risking the wrath of Dumas, so Nate will have plenty of concerns about that. Nate will also worry that Damian might feel used, but Damian will assure his half-brother that he genuinely wants to help them protect Winters. Even so, Nate may make some unsettling predictions once he gets updates on Damian's decision to join the company. Although Nate will like the idea of having Damian around, he'll still fret over the potential for disaster. Back with Phyllis, she'll put Dumas' contact info to good use after stealing it from Billy's phone. It won't be long until Phyllis tries to get in touch with Dumas, so she may send him a text or even leave a message with his assistant. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that a BFF reunion, a proposal twist, and one woman's worst nightmare are all coming up on the CBS soap. Some Genoa City surprises are brewing, so let's discuss what's ahead on My and R for starters. Some BFS are about to reunite through a big reveal. That's because Amanda Sinclair is headed back to GC and happens to be working for a very mysterious client who holds a great deal of power. Of course, that means Amanda must be working for Aristotle Dumas. Phyllis Summers is eager to meet Dumas and learn who's truly behind his empire, so it'll come as quite a shock when she learns her familiar bestie is his lawyer. Next, a proposal twist could save a relationship in jeopardy. There's been some talk about Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson's potential engagement, but they're currently facing some struggles due to their new work partnership. It's obvious that Adam is in a tight spot at the moment, since he's torn between his loyalty to Chelsea and his loyalty to Victor Newman. Adam can't get away with playing both sides forever, so he'll ultimately have to make a choice. If Adam surrenders to Victor's demands regarding Billy Abbott and breaks his promise to Chelsea, it could send her right out Newman Media's door. It could also damage the trust between Chelsea and Adam on a personal level. Adam may end up looking for a way to undo the damage, so popping the question might happen sooner rather than later. It's possible Adam will prove his devotion to Chelsea with a marriage proposal. Adam might even offer to walk away from Newman Media with Chelsea if he really wants to show she means more to him than Victor's approval. Meanwhile, one woman's nightmare is about to hit hard. Audra Charles thinks she has everything under control, but her life is probably going to blow up in more ways than one. Victor recruited Audra to ruin Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's relationship, but her plan could go horribly wrong. Audra may get busted and fail when it comes to this breakup mission, so that could cost her a chance to build Vibrant. If Nate Hastings gets updates on Audra's scheme, that could cost her their romance as well. Audra seems destined to crash and burn, so plenty of bad news could derail her entire life soon enough. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Kyle Abbott is struggling with some doubts despite Claire Newman's attempt at clinging to optimism. Although Claire wants to believe there's a path to earning Victor Newman's blessing, Kyle is skeptical that it's even possible. Kyle definitely doesn't think Claire's plan to hang out with Victor more in low-stress situations will change anything. Although Kyle is willing to try for Claire's sake, it's easy to see that her big idea is wishful thinking and a waste of time. Claire basically wants to flaunt their strong love in front of Victor and show him how happy they are. That seems like a way to rile Victor up even further instead of an actual solution to Kyle and Claire's problem. Claire's been treating this like a riddle she needs to solve, but there may not be anything she can do. This may not be a situation where Kyle and Claire could ever come up with some magic formula to shift Victor's perspective. If Victor is going to change his mind, it may have to happen in a more organic way. It might take a new story arc that turns Kyle into a hero and proves that he's willing to step up for Claire when it counts. Could Claire eventually land in some danger and require Kyle's urgent assistance? At some point, Kyle might save Claire's life and risk his own life in the process. If Kyle puts his own safety on the line to save Claire from harm, that's go a long way toward earning Victor's respect. Kyle might even get some bonus points if he ends up fighting to survive in the hospital. It'd be easy for Y and R to come up with some dangerous scenario involving an accident or even a villainous return. Ian Ward might resurface to stir up more trouble and go after Claire to avenge Jordan's demise. It would also serve as payback on Victor if Ian targeted his beloved granddaughter. Even Jordan herself could make a soapy return if the show decides to resurrect her somewhere down the line. So we'll bring you updates on any looming threats to Claire. Regardless, what Kyle really needs is a way to earn Victor's respect and gratitude. The only path to achieving that might be to put Claire in some danger and let Kyle come to her rescue. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire will plan a big party as part of her goal of winning Victor's approval, but it may not be enough. Nothing else seems to be working, so maybe Kyle's heroic move could be a game changer and bring good news sooner or later. Judith Chapman is widely recognized by soap opera fans for her role as Gloria Abbott Bardwell on The Young and the Restless. She joined the popular soap opera in 2005. The role was previously played by Joan Van Ark. Chapman remained a recurring presence on the show for several years and continues to make guest appearances. Gloria was a bold and unpredictable character with complex family dynamics, yet she was consistently ambitious. She was involved in many high-stakes dramas within Genoa City. Chapman's portrayal helped establish Gloria as a memorable figure in The Young and the Restless long-running history. Judith Chapman portrays Gloria Abbott Bardwell on The Young and the Restless. She was introduced as the mother of Michael Baldwin and Kevin Fisher, and her entrance made an impact in Genoa City. Gloria soon gained a reputation for her drive to rise up the social scale and her interference in the lives of her sons and others. Chapman took over the role in 2005, adding depth to a character who operated on the boundary between comedy and emotional sensitivity. Despite her flaws and schemes, Gloria was a protective and devoted mother. Her bond with Michael was especially complex because of her impulsive behavior, but he loved and defended her. Meanwhile, Gloria was often seen as a source of emotional support for Kevin. She had gone to great lengths to protect Kevin, sometimes bending the law or getting involved in dangerous schemes. Though her actions were not always wise, they were usually rooted in a desire to see her sons succeed and be happy. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest on January 11, 2017, Chapman reflected on her relationship with her on-screen sons, saying, "One of Gloria's most notable storylines involved her marriage to the wealthy John Abbott. The marriage caused tension in the Abbott family, who felt that she was after his money. Her presence caused tension in Jabot Cosmetics and the Abbott home. Following John's death, Gloria fought legal battles over his estate. Her attempts to hold onto his legacy further strained her relationships, and her schemes only deepened Jack's suspicions." In a Soap Central interview on September 2, 2021, Chapman offered insights into her character on The Young and the Restless, stating, "Judith Chapman is a veteran American actress best known for her work in daytime television. Born on November 15, 1951, in Greenville, South Carolina, she began her career in the 1970s with roles in primetime dramas and films, before transitioning to soap operas. She gained recognition on shows like As the World Turns, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives. In 2005, she joined The Young and the Restless as Gloria Abbott Bardwell. In a Soap Opera Digest interview dated January 11, 2017, she spoke about her character's return that year. In a riveting turn of events in The Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers embarks on one of her most daring missions yet, a high-stakes operation rooted in betrayal, espionage, and strategic manipulation that entangles some of Genoa City's most powerful figures. Phyllis, always known for her defiant nature, initiates her plan by covertly accessing Billy Abbott's phone. Through sophisticated hacking, she uncovers confidential exchanges and classified information, including direct links to the elusive Aristotle Dumas, a name whispered with caution in the underworld of corporate warfare. This intrusion isn't just a personal vendetta, it's a strategic strike. With her findings, Phyllis approaches Victor Newman, proposing a calculated alliance. Although Victor hesitates initially, the value of the intelligence cannot be ignored. The data implicates not only Billy, but also exposes fragile ties with Dumas, presenting Victor with a powerful opportunity to destabilize his rivals. Her next move is bolder. She reaches out to Dumas himself. Considered nearly untouchable, Dumas is known for operating in shadows, making Phyllis's outreach a significant risk. She sends a message via his assistant, armed with just enough inside knowledge to capture his attention. This audacious step marks her direct entry into a treacherous power game. However, with every strategic advancement, Phyllis walks a tightrope. Her covert operations and dual alliances have not gone unnoticed. Billy, upon discovering her betrayal, reacts with volatile rage. His fury culminates in a physical confrontation, a dramatic escalation that underscores the gravity of Phyllis's actions. Phyllis's tactics ignite a domino effect. Victor uses the leaked data to initiate his own vendetta, drawing Dumas into a broader conflict. Meanwhile, Billy's shattered trust triggers retaliatory moves, further complicating the dynamics among Genoa City's elite power players. The intrigue reaches new heights as alliances fracture and ambitions clash. Phyllis, though initially in control, begins to face consequences that even she hadn't anticipated. Her decisions, driven by vengeance and ambition, have now placed her in the crosshairs of both Victor and Dumas, two adversaries known for their merciless responses to betrayal. This unfolding saga positions Phyllis not just as a player, but a central figure in a dangerous game of influence. Her ability to weaponize information and manipulate high-level relationships reveals her as a formidable force. Yet the question looms, can she maintain her grip, or will she become the victim of the very schemes she orchestrated? As the story progresses, viewers can expect a storm of repercussions. Phyllis's aggressive strategy, while brilliant in design, may ultimately lead to irreversible fallout. Genoa City is on the brink of explosive revelations, and no character will emerge untouched. Hey there, loyal fans of the young and the restless. Welcome back to our channel, your go-to destination for all the latest spoilers and sizzling drama from Genoa City. Today, we're diving into some explosive new developments in the world of our favorite soap opera. Brace yourselves, because we've got emotional pleas, shocking secrets, and major twists ahead. First up, Tucker McCall returns with a heartfelt appeal to Ashley Abbott. Their past is complicated, filled with emotional highs and lows, but Tucker seems determined to win Ashley back. What's behind this desperate move, and will Ashley even consider giving him another chance? Fans everywhere are watching closely to see how this emotional storyline unfolds. But that's not all. Things are about to get even more intense. Audra finds herself at the center of a shocking twist, a baby bombshell that threatens to upend everything. Who's the father? What are the implications? And how will this revelation shake up life in Genoa City? It's the kind of drama that leaves fans stunned and eager for answers. As speculation heats up, questions abound. Could Tucker's return rekindle old flames and rivalries? Can he and Ashley overcome their past to build something real this time? And what about Audra? Her baby news is sending shockwaves through the city, with theories flying about paternity, long-buried family secrets, and how other characters will be pulled into the chaos. One thing's for sure, The Young and the Restless is turning up the heat. With every new episode, the tension rises and the stakes get higher. Whether it's Tucker's emotional journey or Audra's life-altering twist, the drama in Genoa City isn't slowing down anytime soon. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this spoiler-packed scoop, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell to stay in the loop. In a dramatic twist on The Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers steps into the heart of corporate espionage and high-stakes betrayal as she leverages confidential intel to forge an alliance with the elusive Aristotle Dumas. What began as a risky attempt to curry favor with Victor Newman quickly spirals into a labyrinth of secrecy, danger, and shifting loyalties. Phyllis's discovery of Dumas's contact number on Billy Abbott's phone becomes the catalyst for her covert strategy. Driven by desperation and ambition, she initiates contact with the reclusive arms magnate, someone only Billy had previously communicated with. The response is swift. Dumas agrees to a secret meeting under strict terms of confidentiality. Any breach, he warns, would terminate the deal and bring irreversible consequences. Victor, initially skeptical, becomes intrigued by Phyllis's audacity and begins to see potential in leveraging Dumas's power to neutralize threats to his empire. However, Dumas's insistence on absolute discretion introduces a layer of volatility that could destabilize Newman Enterprises if exposed. Clad in anonymity and burdened with sensitive encrypted data regarding Victor's Eastern European expansion plans, Phyllis meets Dumas at a remote warehouse. Their exchange is brief but pivotal. Dumas accepts the files under the condition that the agreement remains clandestine. Phyllis, though outwardly composed, realizes the razor-thin margin for error. Meanwhile, Billy confronts Phyllis over his missing phone, having sensed something is amiss. Her vague explanation does little to quell his suspicion, especially after she reveals Dumas has responded and is willing to meet. Billy warns her of the danger she's courting, a warning that leaves Phyllis questioning whether she's orchestrated a breakthrough or unwittingly walked into a trap. Back at Newman Tower, Victor expresses cautious approval when Phyllis debriefs him. Though impressed by her initiative, he remains unsettled by the possibility that Dumas may be manipulating events behind the scenes. In Victor's world, trust is never absolute, and Phyllis's maneuvering, however strategic, may have exposed them both. In a parallel development, Lily Winters draws Damien into a calculated plan to infiltrate Dumas's inner circle. Presenting him with an opportunity at Winters Enterprises, she appeals to his ambition while proposing a deeper mission: act as a covert asset, gaining Dumas's trust under false pretenses to relay intelligence back to the family. Damien, initially reluctant, accepts under one condition. He demands contractual protections and Lily's personal assurance of support should Dumas discover the ruse. The agreement is forged with mutual stakes, the possibility of immense power or complete ruin. As these covert operations unfold, Phyllis continues to operate like a phantom in Victor's realm, facilitating encrypted communications and managing internal threats with strategic precision. Damien, now embedded within Winters, balances boardroom diplomacy with espionage, risking exposure at every turn. With multiple power players operating under layers of deception, Genoa City becomes a powder keg of intersecting ambitions. The stakes are no longer personal, they are existential. One wrong move could dismantle empires, and the cost of loyalty may soon prove fatal. In a dramatic turn of events on The Young and the Restless, a deeply buried secret emerges, shaking the very core of the Abbott family. Claire, once believed to be Cole's daughter, is shockingly revealed to be Jack Abbott's biological daughter, lost over 2 decades ago. Diane, horrified by the revelation, is left grappling with the emotional chaos it brings to her relationship with Jack and their entire family dynamic. This revelation triggers a seismic shift within the Abbott household. Long considered the rock of his family, Jack must now confront a painful truth that threatens to unravel his legacy. The realization that Claire is not only his daughter, but also Kyle's half-sister brings a deep sense of betrayal to the surface. For Jack, the consequences extend beyond personal pain. His family's unity and reputation hang in the balance. Kyle Abbott, caught in what once seemed like a promising romance with Claire Newman, finds himself at the heart of a familial crisis. As he prepares for a future with Claire, the truth about their blood relation is revealed. The emotional devastation is immense. Kyle's world shatters when he learns that the woman he intended to marry is actually his half-sister. The revelation challenges the very foundation of their relationship. What once appeared as genuine love is now overshadowed by confusion, heartbreak, and irreversible consequences. Kyle's emotional trajectory, marked by impulsive decisions in love, mirrors a familiar pattern that leaves Diane and Jack increasingly concerned. For Diane, the situation is deeply personal. Watching Kyle repeat the same mistakes she once made, she feels trapped in a cycle of emotional déjà vu. The painful realization that her son is walking the same path she did amplifies her fears and maternal guilt. She is tormented by the notion that Kyle may suffer the same emotional consequences she once endured, and that, despite her efforts, she may be powerless to protect him. Kyle's romantic history has been fraught with turbulence, from his love triangle with Summer Newman and Lola Rosales to his rapid-fire relationship decisions. He has a track record of falling deeply and quickly, often without considering the long-term implications. This pattern of impulsive behavior resurfaces with Claire, making Diane and Jack question whether Kyle is truly ready to face the emotional maturity required in such a complicated situation. The implications of Jack's long-hidden secret are not confined to just one relationship. They threaten to dismantle the carefully curated image of the Abbott family. Jack's standing as a father and leader is jeopardized, while Kyle's identity as the sole Abbott heir is suddenly cast in doubt. With Claire's unexpected re-entry into the Abbott bloodline, the family must reassess its internal bonds and external alliances. This developing storyline delves deep into themes of betrayal, identity, and familial conflict. Kyle, grappling with the truth of his bloodline, must navigate the emotional fallout with both his father and Claire. For Jack, the psychological burden of concealing such a life-altering secret and watching his son suffer as a result is immense. Diane, too, must process the pain of watching her son mirror her own missteps in love. As the storm intensifies, viewers are left questioning whether Kyle and Claire can overcome the trauma of their shared bloodline. Is redemption possible for Jack, Diane, and Kyle? Or is this the beginning of a long unraveling of the Abbott family's legacy? The storyline promises further emotional twists and unresolved tensions that will redefine the path forward for each character involved. The revelations surrounding Claire's true identity have sent shockwaves through Genoa City, promising a chain reaction of emotional and relational upheaval. Jack's past has resurfaced with force, and its consequences may forever alter the Abbott family's future. Diane's fears, Kyle's heartbreak, and the complexities of familial loyalty create a potent narrative that underscores the young and the restless enduring legacy of high-stakes drama. Recent developments in The Young and the Restless suggest that Genoa City is once again brimming with secrets, scandal, and emotional turmoil. Fans are now speculating about a potential crisis in the relationship between Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter, possibly stemming from infidelity and an unplanned pregnancy. Maria's behavior has noticeably shifted since her return from an unexplained trip. Viewers have observed that she seems unusually defensive and anxious, raising suspicions that she may be hiding something significant. Given her past betrayal involving Lindsay, many believe history might be repeating itself. However, this time, the rumors point to a more complex situation involving a man. According to emerging spoilers, Maria may have had a one-night encounter during her trip, an incident that may not have been entirely meaningless. The man in question is reportedly on his way to Genoa City, under the impression that he and Mariah share a romantic connection. If true, this twist could force Mariah into introducing him to Tessa, potentially claiming him as her boyfriend, triggering a dramatic fallout. Further complicating matters are theories that Mariah may be pregnant. Fans have noted signs such as emotional instability and mood swings, fueling speculation that her secret goes beyond infidelity. If the rumored pregnancy is linked to the mystery man, this development could mark a turning point in the storyline. Tessa has previously made it clear that any further betrayal would be unforgivable. However, the prospect of raising a child might complicate her response. Whether she chooses to walk away or stay and raise the baby remains a key question. Some viewers suggest that Maria's erratic behavior could also stem from emotional distress or substance misuse during her trip, potentially setting the stage for a redemption arc. Her past actions, including manipulating Sharon and conflicts with Abby and Tyler, reflect a complex character history that could resurface. On the other side of the narrative, a growing connection between Tessa and Daniel has caught the attention of fans. The two have been spending more time together, sharing personal moments and musical interests. While it's unclear if their bond is platonic or romantic, the chemistry between them could evolve if Mariah and Tessa's relationship deteriorates. Actress Kate Fairbanks, who plays Tessa, has hinted that a breakup might not signify the end, but rather a new beginning. With baby Aria now part of their lives, any separation would have deeper implications for their family. Whether Mariah and Tessa can rebuild from this point remains uncertain. In summary, The Young and the Restless is poised to explore significant emotional and relational upheavals. With themes of betrayal, unexpected pregnancy, and possible new romantic pairings, the storyline promises a dynamic mix of drama and potential redemption. Viewers should prepare for emotionally charged episodes as this arc unfolds. Beyond the Gates getting a renewal for a second season isn't the only great news coming out of CBS Daytime today. The network has announced some news for The Young and the Restless too. The iNetwork released a statement proclaiming that CBS is the most watched network for 39 consecutive seasons and has won every week during that time except one. This marks the longest daytime winning streak for any network since reporting began. The network's release added some historical perspective. CBS's reign as the #1 daytime network began on October 3, 1988. Back then, Ronald Reagan was still the President of the United States, and floppy disks were being used in computers. The only week that CBS wasn't #1 was the week of July 22 to 29, 1996, during the Summer Olympics, which were broadcast on NBC. Since then, the network has maintained the #1 spot for 1,500 consecutive weeks, approximately 28 years and 8 months. The Young and the Restless has been the #1 daytime soap for more than 36 years and 1,878 consecutive weeks, and this season averages 3.29 million viewers. The show is the jewel in the CBS daytime crown. And our viewership in terms of streaming is up year over year, and streaming gains result in double-digit lifts over the broadcast-only audience. The Young and the Restless debuted on March 26, 1973. The series was created by the late William J. Bell and his wife, the late Lee Phillip Bell. Bell began his career writing for soap opera legend Irna Phillips. Bell wrote for GL, and then, As the World Turns. Along with Phillips, he co-created the NBC serial Another World and the CBS primetime soap, Our Private World, an AT&T spin-off starring Eileen Fulton. Bell then went on to headwrite Days of Our Lives, taking that show to the #1 spot in the ratings. In 1973, he launched Y&R. The original families on the show were the wealthy Brooks and the struggling Fosters. Y&R's creator/head writer next introduced legendary Catherine Chancellor onto the show in 1974. The Kay/Jill dynamic played on-screen until Cooper's passing in 2013. Today, Bell's characters including Victor, Nikki, and Jack continue to drive stories in Genoa City, and last November, the top-rated show celebrated its 13,000th episode. Josh Griffith is Y&R's executive producer and head writer. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's bold move with Claire, a strategic play against Victor. The Young and the Restless spoilers and rumors tease Kyle Abbott's bold move with Claire Newman could be a strategic play against Victor Newman. Make no mistake, Kyle does love Claire, but their moving in together seems to be a little bit rushed, and the mustache is totally against it. Victor's escalating feud with Jack Abbott is spiraling out of control, and his aggressive tactics to separate Kyle and Claire seem excessive. Despite these feelings, there are suspicions that the mustache might be onto something regarding Kyle. In the episode that aired on May 9, Victor was consumed by fury when Claire revealed to him and Nikki Newman her intention to move in with Kyle. To make matters worse, the couple has already put in an offer on Adam Newman's former apartment. The Newman patriarch expressed his deep disappointment in Claire and later confronted Kyle and Adam about their choices. Before Victor rushed off to confront the son of his nemesis and his own child, he raised a compelling point. He suspected that the idea of cohabitation originated with Kyle, a notion Claire confirmed, although she insisted it was a mutual desire. Initially, I might have dismissed this comment, but Nikki pointed out that it was indeed Kyle who first suggested they live together. This led me to ponder whether Kyle might be using this situation to provoke Victor instead of genuinely being prepared for such a significant commitment. While I believe Kyle has true feelings for Claire, I can't overlook the fact that he has been harboring resentment towards Victor ever since the Glissade incident. Moreover, Kyle has been increasingly furious with Victor due to his relentless schemes aimed at undermining both his family and their business. Kyle's frustrations towards the founder of Newman Enterprises is completely understandable. However, it seems suspicious that Kyle's animosity towards Victor is starting to affect his feelings for Claire. As noted by Victoria Newman, Cole Howard, Nikki, and others, the relationship between Kyle and Claire appears to be progressing at a rapid pace. Just recently, they professed their love for one another, and now they are already shopping for matching towels and decorative pillows for their home. Claire has expressed doubts about her and Kyle being ready to move in together, yet she seems determined to proceed with the plan to demonstrate her feelings for him. Also, partly to show Victor that he cannot control her life, it wouldn't be shocking if it turns out that Kyle is advocating for this move as a way to challenge Victor. While Victor is trying to reveal the true nature of Kyle to Claire, who's to say that Kyle isn't also trying to unveil the real Victor to her? Considering Victor's perspective, could it be that Kyle aims to create an unbridgeable divide between grandfather and granddaughter? If that is indeed the case, Victor remains the root cause of this entire conflict.